Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Habbage, and I'm so glad you're here. Hope you're all doing very, very well today. I'm full of excitement and a lot nervous. What are we going to find to do here in Minecraft today? As you can hear, I am camped out at our favorite little destination. And honestly, I have to admit, I didn't. This ran all night last night, but I really didn't do much with it. I had just run it, cleared it, kind of as I was starting up everything, sending out the tweet, and updating the schedule and everything. So we probably don't have a huge crew here. This has just been about 5-10 minutes of additional mob building as I filled coffees, went to the bathroom. I'm sorry I was a little bit late. Bathroom and got a glass of water. Seems like I'm feeding the cycle there, but that'll bode well for lots of breaks probably later on. I'll be well hydrated. Well, as you can see, even here at these lower levels, we get good good amounts of XP. What we're gonna do first, I guess. In fact, let's. Oh, this may not work though, because we may have. I don't know where. Oh, maybe they're down below me? We haven't done that. Maybe we will do some of that today, but not yet. Not yet. You guys don't rush too much. So I don't have a very good bed spot here. I was just gonna try to sleep now so that any mobs that were around could clear out before we got up to the surface, but no matter. Just take our fancy new shortcut every single time I go through here. I'm like, I just need to fill in that hole, but I don't have. Let's do it right here. I don't have any blocks because I've always stored everything before I left or whatever and then come back. See that mad parkour there, jumping the gap. Oh. So welcome. How are we feeling today? For me, there is a lot of trepidation. We've got another big hockey game tonight, and man, it's good to be able to admit when you were wrong. And how wrong was I talking about that Eastern Conference Final matchup? I thought both teams would kind of continue in a kind of defensive focus on the shoulders of their goaltending, where Shesterkin, who largely lived up to his end of the bargain, and Vasilevsky, who didn't, would keep it a pretty modest contest in terms of goal production. And that was not, no time was I trying to imply that I didn't think these two teams were very good. I think from the very start, Tampa, you have to just look at their track record, having won 2 cups and fighting for another. They know how to win. It's the same team. They haven't gone anywhere, and we'll just see. I'm sure that they, as much as anyone else, can attest to the fact that it's really hard to get through these series. Nobody just gets a cakewalk, and can they capture that magic one more time? It's just a matter of being seen. At this point, I really think anybody could do it, but man, they ran into a Rangers team that came out firing on all cylinders, and that's a little bit of a thing. Hey, Kanya, how you doing? All right, we got some hockey talk going on in here. Welcome, welcome. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen streams before or just caught the tweets in the past, but I am an Avs fan, so I'm excited about tonight. A little nervous, But man, I went into that last game thinking, okay, here we go. This is gonna be that kind of possession control type battle, real domination, and two goalies trying to outduel each other. And then there we go. We've got the Rangers scoring what? I was kind of paying attention. I wasn't watching nearly as closely as I am on the Avs nights because there's just only so much hockey you can really get down in a month. But it was about a minute or ballpark right after the game started. It felt like the Rangers are up 1-0. Then Edmonton battled back. They actually got two in a row, and those would be the only two they scored. While New York went on to have a second period that was just crazy, and then the third really I felt was kind of dominated by the fact that Shesterkin took the stick into the net guard and went down. I was certainly what? Uh-oh, here we go. But seemed to pop up, no real ill effect, and then you had the kind of scuffly stuff at the end, which I don't know. By and large, there hasn't been as much, but I fully expected it as the was a linesman or ref or whoever was kind of pinned in the middle that those two were going to separate Maroon and whoever it was and go battling. But I was rolling. One of my buddies and I were texting. He pulled out the old Looney Tunes line of "What a maroon" as they were about to drop. We thought, and then of course it just kind of devolved. That was with 2 minutes left. The game was decided. The power plays had already gone. Oh, well, if you got any I don't know what you've been watching or seen or not, but if you got any questions about anything, feel free to throw them up there. I'll do my best. I played a lot as a kid, but I am no expert, just a fan. But as far as, the rules and kind of what's going on, I've explained to lots of other friends who are kind of new to the game, helped clear up some of the things. And it's easy to forget, and it's easy for me who, as an adult, I played, kind of rec league stuff through my 20s, and then it just gets tough. It's tough to find ice rink time to go practice, and it's tough to just keep constant. So sometimes the rules and all that even catch somebody who's kind of grown up with a game off guard like I am. But Colin, I don't know if you've watched any of our previous streams, but this is kind of an underground area here in Minecraft, and I had shown off yesterday. We got a big geode over here, but I did some more work after stream, and I want to show everybody where I got to and what the scheme is going to be for the eventual storage room. So here is the results of my labor. Let's go up this way. I cut the whole farm area two blocks deep, and then cut the outer edge where we had kind of roughed it out. But here's the color scheme and the initial storage, which should at least keep us from being clamped down so much. I've got just the bulk items that storm outside, that we tend to get overwhelmed with. And I did some cleaning errands back and forth from our storage in the base, so we have a lot more wiggle room now. But here's kind of the design and what we did. I used the calcite again for the walls, the purple for the top, but we're going to be low on calcite. So we got cobble, dirt, and then it'll be grass and coarse dirt. Gravel, that is the regular deep slate or the silk touch deep slate. This is regular stone, and that is cobbled deep slate, the stuff we get when not using silk touch. The three, as I like to call them, Neapolitan ice cream blocks, and then I have 2 stacks of tough. We've got plenty more storage here that we can expand into. And the layout, as I see it right now, or envision it, and it'll probably take a long time before we really grow this out, is I think I will do a third wall across the far side there, and then we'll do matching storage over on the far wall. And then this is where we're going to do the islands that I talked about, and we're going to go deep with this. So using the gorge a little bit, Once we've cleared all this out and made, and I'm thinking I don't want them too cramped in, so maybe two islands with double-sided shelves on either side. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I love, especially now. For a long time, I didn't even skate. Um, I just kind of got back into going to the rink for like open skate and getting back out there, and everything about that it just puts a grin on your face. So awesome. Glad you're a skater too. Well, and hey, hockey hockey is dangerous. Mom's right. It is one of those things where as a youth, it's not going to be as violent collisions and all that, but you've got sticks and pucks flying around. It doesn't take too much to get it in there, and it's a huge, challenging time commitment and financial commitment. Even if teams have gear and all that kind of stuff, there's things you got to buy. There's fees you got to pay, right? Unlike, say, soccer, football, whatever, where basically, you essentially need shoes and someone has to have a ball, and you go to a park, you can play. Hockey doesn't quite work like that, and that's a big barrier to entry that they really can't get past. So, but I'm glad you started watching. It's you picked the right time of the season to start watching, and that's very honestly kind of what I do. Usually, sometime about February, um, I will go focus on or kind of start getting that feel where at least for the team that I follow, the Colorado Avalanche, I start watching as many games as I can. It's not must see, but it's pretty close, right? You start marking the calendar or whatever and going, okay, when are they going to be on? How are they looking? What are the injuries and all that? And if there's a points race, if you're trying to qualify for the playoffs, that's when it starts getting really exciting, right? Okay, are they going to make it? Did they beat this team that was really important? What are the other teams doing? And that it's a fun time of year, but it can't compare to when your team makes it into the playoffs and then starts fighting to try to hoist that cup at the end of the year. And I think all four of the teams, the fan bases would probably be in the same boat. So, but yeah, what'd you think of? Were you surprised? Did you go in? If you watched last night's game, did you have any thoughts? Were you surprised? Did you have, and you don't have to specifically be a fan, but did you have any preference going into who you wanted to see win? And if that was Tampa, are you a little nervous, or if it was New York, were you just happy to see them look as good as they did in Game One? Curious to get your thoughts. We think to start are gonna go back on our little jungle effort. Kick things off that way. We will take two more axes. By the time we get through all those, we'll be totally full of wood. And then those shears help so much. Let's do another pair of those. Oh, dang it. A pair of those. There we go. You and you can go away. I've got, these can now. Oh, 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 oh. Getting all over the place. These can go over here. I haven't had coffee yet today. Zip, zip, zip. All right, let's go. Got our bed. Let's go this way. We've got our. Oh, got our tools. Got a white sheep running away this time. See if we can see the black sheep that ran away yesterday. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I haven't had coffee. Got it sitting here. We'll get there. I'm sure right now it's a little hot. So that after acknowledging how much surprising and then just fun it was to kind of see this game just going wild. We turn our focus into today and what might we expect from today's game. And I think the universal consensus that I'm seeing out there in the world, right, of YouTubers and analysts and talk shows and all that is there's no way that this game can be as wild as the first one was in terms of goals. The goaltending has to be better. And speaking of goaltending, there's the big mystery surrounding Colorado. Will Darcy Kemper be able to return for the game, or will the very well known in Colorado backup Frankie come step in for him and get the start today? And in hockey, unlike, well, it's similar to some sports, but depending on the gambling, and I would hate if now that gambling has been so embraced through the NHL, I would hate to end up with, particularly in the playoffs, hockey having to give more regular and truthful injury updates, because it's kind of fun that in hockey you only have to designate that a player is out with an upper or lower body injury. So a lower body injury could be anything from a foot. Oh, that was not the way to go up that tree. A foot, knee, broken thigh. I don't know exactly where the designation is, but I think like anything with a hip flexor or anything like that would also fall into that lower body injury. Then an upper body injury, broken arms, chest, ribs, abdominal stuff, any of that all counts. But so do all the head injuries. So Darcy Kemper, who the reports are that it was some kind of an issue affecting his vision, but whether it was a concussion or something less severe, nobody knows. And even in the press conference, I kind of got the impression from Bednar that it was so much of an afterthought that he was kind of yeah, he left the game with an injury. He didn't say he was going to stay out or anything like that. Just, yep, he left the game, upper body injury. And again, man, what are these creepers? They keep coming out of those holes. And when they blow up, they keep making the holes deeper. I think we went through most of that area already. Oh, no worries. Hey, calls happen. In fact, I may get some of that scheduling going on today, but we get the phone muted, I think. I don't even have it here beside me. I'll grab it on a break. I don't know what the big plan will be for the evening. And at least you got back in time to see the creeper surprise me, right? That's the real fun here. Hope that's... Oh, come on. Get all the way around. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. But extra value creeper in the jungle where he opens up more to that cave. I expect that's all the same cave we've already been into. And here... yeah. I'm a little worried I'm not going to be top, particularly for all the leaves. But we'll do the old stick pillar, log pillar, and then embrace our shear power. There. There. Native French. So, I think whenever I see like a native French speaker, I gotta guess. Are you French Canada? Somewhere up in the Northeast? I don't see anything in your chat that I've been worried or had any problem following, man. Nice. Welcome. I haven't, sadly, I haven't ever gotten really into French speaking Canada to spend any time. I grew up in Minnesota, so when I was a little kid, Thunder Bay, Winnipeg, we'd kind of, occasionally take trips up that far. Just driving and getting up around Lake Superior and all that. Um, I have traveled and worked in uh, Toronto on assignment when I was way back now, and spent quite a bit of time in Markham, which is outside, and actually was there the last time the Blues. This may be offensive to you, Kalyana or Kalnya, but um, I was actually in Markham the last time the Blues won a series, and it was crazy. Watching them advance, and here we are in kind of suburban Toronto, and there's people running around in the mid, like no houses or anything around, no obvious places, and there's just kids and adults standing along the side of like a boulevard road, sweaters on and arms in the air, cheering and going crazy. Yeah, it's a whole different level there. So, but again, that's really cool. Glad to have you, and glad to have kind of a little bit of the East Coast here represented. We got um, a lot of folks that visit in from the UK, more out of the Minecraft stuff, and no real horse. And then one of our best channel friends, uh, Antheos Live, or Ant, and some of his buddies. He's in the Midwest Chicago area, and is admittedly like, oh yeah, my dad cares about hockey. I don't care at all. So it's part of Twitch, right? We don't get too much, but one of my favorite things really discovered out of this is my local sports radio has a Twitch channel, and after the post game, which is licensed, and they can't broadcast anything there, but as soon as the post games end, the the channels just after game with local announcers, and it's kind of late night, so it's just younger guys, right? No celebrities. Um, they do the show, but the Twitch chat is just going crazy. There's usually 150 some people all in there bantering as they're doing interviews and stuff after the game. It's kind of fun to use Twitch and connect with people. You don't know who they are, and if you're remote from the city, that's a fun way to go. And usually, especially on the weeknights and stuff, it's like, yeah, you go out, you've already spent enough time because you got to get to a place an hour early to get a table to watch a game with friends. And then by the time it's over, it's like, all right, time to get home. But it's a cool way to kind of unwind after the game and then try to get some sleep when you're all fired up. So awesome. I miss trees. Here in suburban Denver, most people build a house, whatever, put up trees and all that. But when I look at it, having grown up in the Midwest, which is very lush, and it naturally forested. Now, of course, there's a lot of farming and all that kind of stuff that goes on outside, but in cities and neighborhoods and stuff like that, any lot that hadn't been developed or has just gone wild over time, trees grow back up in it, and there's creepers and all that kind of stuff, that not the Minecraft creepers, but the creeper vines and stuff, it just becomes walls of vegetation. And especially here coming into summertime, I miss a lot of that. I, I moved here because from a little kid, I love mountains. I just something answers a need in my soul. I gotta be able to get up and drive a winding road or go catch a nice snowy morning to ski or something up in mountains. But I do miss not only trees and woods, that kind of stuff that aren't just a mountainy pine or birch type forest, but also the just abundance of water that's everywhere. Here we have great big reservoirs, but it's not the same as having lots of little connected lakes that all have little bays on one another and twist and turn around. So awesome, cool. Well, go if you get a chance. If you can get outside a little bit, go take a walk in the woods for me and look at the trees and go, yeah, I hung out in that Habage guy's chat, and he misses thick, heavy forests. So cool. I want to hear about where folks are at now. Let's get down here. And to all you VOD watchers out there, anybody else who may be lurking in the chat, remember, I'd love to know where you're at when you're hitting that like button, because you're going to, right? Or not. Drop a comment. Hey, tuning in from so and so. Kind of cool to hear everybody's scattered locations. So, you got any Minecraft background, Kalnya? Certainly, you know about the creeper holes, so I'm guessing none of this is a shock. And frankly, who doesn't have a little bit of Minecraft? But what's your kind of play style? I know lots of folks like the mini games at this point. Um, some folks are just builders. Personally, as you might see here, I am all about the very basic and what I think is challenging vanilla hardcore, where that creeper we saw earlier can take your world real quick, and then you got to go back and start over again, as we're doing now. Although to be fair, this one I just kind of started up when we were doing a lot more Stardew, and I just want to play the game a little bit. Boom, boom. Try to keep the creepers at a minimum. Oh. Okay, this is the way we're going. Seems we're kind of getting pulled by the terrain off to line a little bit. Alright, where's our next shears? And I used almost all of the oak supplies that we had to get all those chests built for that wall. So while we still have plenty of wood, it's a lot lower than it had been. Hi, zombie. How you doing, pal? Come here. The other thing I did while I was building. Nice. So now, with Ontarians, and saying that they're crazy about ski, are they? And maybe you don't know either. I don't know. My guess would be that in Ontario, if you want to ski, you need to go down towards the lakes, maybe to get, because in Minnesota, the Midwest U.S., some of the best skiing that I had relatively close by as a kid, was in the UP of Michigan, not or up north in Minnesota towards Lake Superior, were some of the kind of favorites. Now, I grew up with just a little ski hill. That's what they called it. very near my home, so I got to ski a lot. But it was about 150 or 120 or so feet of vertical descent at the ski hill. But it and another one nearby produced some great Olympic slalomists for the U.S. over the years, because you can make a turn on uh, a little hill as well as you can on another, and they tend to be fairly, it's a lot of man-made snow, so it tends to be fairly icy, which is what racers like quite a bit. So you learn about those edges, which helps for hockey too, and can get at least come to love the sport. But yeah, I don't know geographically where. Oh, no, part of it is me. Don't worry. I'm playing, but I play on a laptop and I don't have an extra monitor set up. I've tried to get that working on my desktop computer. So far, issues that I haven't been real determined. I find myself rather playing and hanging out with people than um, switching it up, or spending a lot of IT type time on my own stuff. So I am watching your messages filtered through the stream that I'm watching on my TV. So it is an extra delay for me coming back out. I'd see those a little quicker if I had chat messages up, but in Minecraft, I want to see as much of the game as I can. So I apologize too. Part of it is probably me. That's cool. Yeah, back when I was doing YouTube, before I'd done any Twitch, and I was just kind of getting going with YouTube, I still have a series over there where I'm kind of got I was on traveling, helping out my family, and kind of just got separated from it, and then started streaming these worlds in the longer format again more often. So it kind of mothballed world, which I call the Toehold on Eternity, or Toe for short, and it's doing really well. We're making a really nice iron farm, or were, and set up to get the last of the advancements. How did we get here? And have all the late game gear, and have spent better part of a year kind of playing that world 1 hour at a time, YouTube only episodes, and that world has every single minute that I've opened it up on screen. And I had another world prior to that, which also sadly got abandoned because it several times got wiped progress when I was trying to use my desktop computer and trying to move the world back and forth. And so I just kind of backed off that one. Felt it was getting out of joint. But in both of those, I would tell people, where did I put all the leaves? First of all, sorry. Here we go. That for me, I kind of look at all Minecraft as a balance, right? There are so many people that say, "Oh, Minecraft gets so old so quick," and a lot of them follow that streamer model of coming in and kind of speed racing the game, right? They want to get to the dragon, they want to get netherite gear, they want to build a bunch of automated farms and AFK them or dupe, and the next thing you know, you've got. Oh, okay. No, no worries. Hey, I don't hear you, or I do hear you, and I may have seen that a little bit late. I was kind of looking at this inventory stuff. So cool. Well, that's yeah, because Montreal and some of that area is quite vertical. Uh, there we go. And here we go. There's that. Let's make another shear. They're good. Couple shears maybe because they go so fast. Problem is they fill up the inventory with all these leap blocks. So yeah, when I look at that, when I hear people go, "Oh man, Minecraft, I'm so sick of Minecraft. How do you not get bored in Minecraft? Minecraft, blah blah." And I think a lot of people end up kind of uh, not wrecking for, but eliminating a lot of the fun of the game because they rush to late game content so fast, right? They kind of set it up for themselves that, oh, I want to get all the netherite gear, and I get that, especially if you haven't played much or haven't played much in hardcore. It can be really frustrating and challenging to lose worlds and die and repeatedly die, and I've died a lot. Not only over the years getting used to this, but on stream and in even when you're good, when you're getting started, it's really easy to get caught by surprise and have something go wrong. And there you go. Oh, I got pinned. I fell through a hole, and there were 8 zombies below me that I thought I was just picking off, but something came up behind and knocked me into their midst, and they were all hitting me at the same time. Right. So I kind of embrace the balance of exploring achievements and building. Um, and is my little towery base there in my storage room. It's way oversized if I build it out that far for what I really want. But I like things to look good, and I like to have bases and things like that where maybe there's a shared architecture style that kind of goes across multiple different buildings or dwellings. Now, this one hasn't really had that yet. I've got the villager breeder cranking away in the background, and it has one style, the sandstone with dark oak roofs, and then I have the tower that's sitting unfinished that we've been going back and forth to with diorite and oak. And early, you kind of forced in those directions, right? To make those decisions based on what you have close at hand and being able to get secure and in the right place. And then as you move on, you can kind of look at doing coordinated builds. If you're out in the out in ranging through in a well-established world, you already have lots of supplies, or you're just building in creative, you get lots of more options to just really make it artistic. And I love to get there, and I had kind of a big themed build style, which I envision kind of as an area I haven't been to spend a whole lot of time, but kind of that western coastal kind of Seattle on up through BC and Alaska, where you have fishing type villages kind of just hanging on the edge of a coast with mountains rising very sharply behind them, and unique bright colors and things like that, but also just lots of wood and kind of floating walkways, I guess is one way to say it. I don't know if that's very accurate. Oh, I see something that's not jungle. Yay! So I'd love to. Hopefully, this world gets to a point. We certainly got to get past the dragon. We are just getting set up to do some brewing. I will probably do that here in this episode. I didn't in building out all that storage room. I did not take any time to. Oh, don't fall off. Okay, that was shift, by the way. I was not upset saying naughty words. Um, Here, there we go. While I was building all that storage, I didn't get any chance to review because I will be the first to admit I can't build the villager trading hall healing system from memory. Logical Geek Boy designed it. It's been long popular. I think it's awesome, but yeah, let's go do some exploring. Speaking of balancing things out, we can do a little bit more than just clear trees, right? Now we got this awesome gear. Let's try to remember how to get out of here. Let's just take the silk pick, get this coal. Now I need some blocks. Boom, boom. Let's go deep. Maybe we'll get a quick diamond or something. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm now gaming into having content. Yeah, I mean, I can see it, and I'll be the first to say while I wasn't watching videos on how to build the villager trading hall stuff and healing area, I was watching an old Minecraft series from one of my old school favorite content creators, Paul Soares Jr., which was Paul Plays Minecraft. It was the episode or the series. Again, this may not mean anything to folks watching the VOD or to you, Kalnya, but um, and I hope I'm pronouncing that okay. If it's awful, if you want to try to give me phonetic instruction to say it better, let me know. Ooh, that almost got very bad for me. I didn't even know this was. Oh, there. Take those arrows. But I was watching a really fun series, Paul Plays Minecraft, which was the one where he kind of is playing in like 114, I think was the version back then. Maybe it was older than that. But where he got his Viking sled dogs and made a longhouse, and came up with his whole Pink Sheep clan and all that. And I've seen it before. Um, I think by that point I had was kind of already watching his videos more or less in real time. I think his tutorials that had largely already been recorded when I discovered it. So I kind of watched all those in bulk, and then uh, watched as his stuff became a little more um, variety stream and um, playthroughs rather than instructional stuff, which was really fun. And he's got still, and most of these are probably going back a ways. I don't think his views are much more similar to a lot of other bigger streamers, but I think he's got like 1.5 million subscribers. Speaking a lot to his really fun tutorials. They're dated now though, but the series themselves are so fun because he always just has this lighthearted role play going on. Making prioritizing getting pets and things like that. It's kind of, I think, where I got a big part of I don't need to have the most of everything, and I've kind of adapted that. I'm much more dependent on farms and things now than I used to be. But he's got the why do I need 3 chests full of something if I just need a stack of food? And sometimes frustratingly to me, he's just moving around through the world and um, taking. Okay, that's where I started. I think we're good enough here, but we'll get this coal. Ooh, and this coal, man, there's so much coal. How did I miss all this? Uh, yeah, just taught me to kind of go through and enjoy the beauty of the world and all the variety Minecraft has to offer. Without it, and really, a lot of that came before the even before the Microsoft acquisition. Mojang had brought in more of the specified updates, kind of until there was the Halloween update that brought witches, which was kind of the first that I was aware of as an update. And then you had the combat modification where you had shields and you couldn't just mash combat. You had to have timer cooldowns on your weapon swings and all that kind of stuff. But shortly after that is when updates began to target specific biomes um, and really built out content that would flesh those out and make them appealing. So you had the aquatic update, and then villagers, bees. Oh, where'd they all go? But I think the game is richer for having that content. I'm not too opposed to it, but I I think Microsoft has balanced that well with keeping Minecraft being a game that you don't have to follow a particular progression. You can do it at your own pace, with your own style and your own priorities, and kept that sandbox alive. So much content out there, or so many games are really designed to put barriers to your enjoyment after you've reached a certain point. So you have to go buy the expansion or whatever, right? And we'll see how long and if that can persist in Minecraft. But I haven't seen any real sign that they're getting rid of that. I do wonder a little bit with the summer, buy Java, get Microsoft edition, if that will change. Um, I don't think so. I think if I was running the business, which obviously I'm not, but I think I would understand that there's enough content and still buzz being generated out of the Java community that it helps feed Bedrock, and that's where Minecraft is making their money back off to say Minecraft, where Microsoft is making their money back off buying Minecraft. And I hope Microsoft continues to look at the division and go, we really are happy with where it's at. We don't want to get rid of it, because it would be a shame if they just went to all out trying to monetize or looking at profitability completely. And I don't, I know it's still widely popular, but I don't know if they release numbers or anything like that to see where it could go. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, and that's kind of a fun part of it. Is you saw my we gotta go dump stuff anyway. You see my big fields layouts, and I've had the comments where it's why do you can just make the little building farm and have the farmers farm it for you in a hopper, pull out all the food, and you don't need to make us suffer through harvesting your farm. And yes, but at the beginning of the game, I don't have the resources. I mean, yeah, I do, but it's just easy to set up the farm, and it gives me so much food. Yes, I could trade it with all the villagers, but there comes a point where even trading with the villagers, which we need to set up for books, we're not gonna need endless emeralds. We're not on a server. There's no no community or anything like that where there will be a continued demand for them, or we're trying to cycle up. So how many times do you need to harvest 4 by 64 melons and pumpkins and all that to trade? And if you hadn't seen it, Kalia, here's our villager. Our villagers are populating. We got a farmer and a companion in this lower house. They give each other carrots and make babies that then grow up and shoot up into the upper house there. That's another logical Geek Boy design. Kind of all of that I got from his videos, and it all feeds together into a trader village that we're gonna lay out here. But again, I didn't get all the um, uh, not coordinates. Man, I'm a native English speaker. I can't think of what I'm trying to say. Um, Specifications, I guess, for laying out those farms so that we can drop villagers into them with mine carts and have them ready to be healed and then assign their job blocks. We'll get to that, but it'll be another video one of these days. Okay, let's put all this trash away and then sleep, and then we'll maybe just try to push right through and get beyond the jungle. I'm a little sick of chopping trees, but I'd like to see what's out there on the other side of it. Melons. When did I chop a melon? I didn't even notice doing that. Oops. I'm paying attention. It's fine. There, there, and now we can kind of just let these boxes fill, and then when they start to get cramped, I'll just go off stream and pop over. And as you can see, I've kind of got stone mixed with ore here. I should probably make another chest, but I'd like to get more of that storage room cleared so that I have a long strip where I can lay out my loot and process it and break up the ore with a fortune pick and then cook it all up. We'll do that over in the other one. I don't have a lot of space here, but as needed, I think I will process some of that stuff. I don't think we're going to need more, but let's get torches after that caving. Sleep. I'm assuming that was farms, maybe? Thank you. Something, unless you're wowing my stupidity or not knowing the specifications I want for my own farm. Yeah, we can take a quick tour here. I wasn't sure if you'd been a VOD, come over from VODs and seen a lot of this stuff, but here's kind of what we've laid out so far, and this I do this kind of a layout pretty much in every world. I'm subject to my own familiarity, and I can do this pretty much in my sleep with my eyes closed. But water down the middle and 4 by 64. Lay them all out, and since wheat is usually the first thing you have in a lot of seeds, I usually start there and then just keep working to set these up. And of course, being vanilla and being in hardcore, there's no help or assistance, so it was fairly level, but it was 2 or 3 blocks, sometimes 4 high of dirt that I had to clear out, and then of course clear down here to set everything up. We've got bees going or started, and I've really neglected them recently, but I plant trees in both these rows at first, keep spawning those with flowers all over here to get beehives. Once I have a couple, then the opposite side, if I have one side that has bee nests and one that doesn't, this gets the hives. When I have more time, I will harvest the honey, comb, and continue to spread beehives along this one until that's all full. And then when it's good, we chop down these trees and put this structure up over here. So we'll have double rows of beehives. They make our crops grow quicker. Got our animals here. Oh, it's good to be. spent so much time after the last stream down below all this. It's going to be back up on the surface and see it all. And then this is, so again, our traders are going to be out to the side here. And this is just our little repository of villagers that have already bred and grown up. So they come from here, where we have our farmer. And oh, what happened? Uh-oh. Huh. 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 How did one of you grow up without going out the hole? Well, thanks. Again, I apologize. I'm looking at the screen here, and I got distracted here by my little villager. So if your message was sitting up there for a while, apologies. So little villagers, once they're bred, want to get to these beds, and they go outside, and then they drop into the water. The water shoots them through, but they're too short to get into the upward stream. So they have to wait to grow up. Then they're tall enough to catch the water at the far end, and they can swim up through the water column to emerge in that little house. But I'm wondering now if this third one has now blocked one of these beds, and that's why grew up without going through. I don't know. Wasn't my plan to come sort that out. When we probably well, I won't guarantee that. Depending on how the game goes tonight, I may not be ready for full brain work tomorrow. But when I do set this stuff up, we'll make sure that they're still producing. And if I need to, I'll pull one of those out, break all the beds, and try to reset them to make sure that nobody's claimed those beds, and therefore preventing any other young villagers from trying to go through the hole. But there you go. And then we'll have long rows of traders coming out this way. Probably some more farmers so that I can trade close by here and get lots of emeralds. And then all the librarians so that we can get our Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 5 and Prot 4 and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we have. And again, none of this is, other than the little water flow for the villagers, none of this is overly automated. And when I harvest, I got to go by hand. But, as of this point, we don't have diamond hoe or anything that's enchanted up to help speed us up, or an axe to get the melons and pumpkins quickly. So it's a little slow, it's a little tedious, but it draws out this early part of the game a little bit, and that's what makes me go, yeah, I enjoy the relatively few times that the game gives me. We're taking you down. Get out of my vines, dude. Where are you? Oh, better. Come into my house. Oh, you gave me the dirt block, but not the pearl. I've only got one ender chest so far, so I could use more pearls. All right, let's get back out to the jungle and try to finish our exploration part. And then, like I said, we would probably like to get brewing now that I have lots of nether wart built up, or plenty to get us started. Because we'll need weakness potions to repair our infected villagers, right? There's got to be a stump in here somewhere, right? Okay. Oops. think that's okay. Let's try to kind of come around this hill instead of going up it. Because we saw the grass out in this direction. There's that. That. Okay. That. Feel like it's getting thinner. The air a little fresher. Not so much humidity. Just humidity weighing down on us here from the depths of the jungle. We in the jungle, baby. Must go fast. After all that, yeah, just enjoy the game. I gotta get out of this jungle now. Just want to be able to get through it and see what's out here on the other side. We'll go have a proper little wander around. Switch that. And there we are. We are into regular forest. So this should feel like nothing. Except if it just goes on and on and on. We see that one, maybe savanna, and I knew of, because this jungle seems to stretch quite a ways east and west. I think from the boat we knew of the savanna down there. If that connects up to the ones that we've seen over in the western seas. Well, hey, Konya, it's so awesome to have met you and had you drop by. Thanks so much for coming in and supporting, and you're welcome anytime. Great chatting with you. Enjoy the hockey tonight if you get a chance to watch, and keep enjoying that Minecraft building. Hope to be inspired by some tales of cool builds. Bed. Oh, it's night enough. Oh, now I'm going to have some coffee. Sleep coffee. Oh, that is good stuff. Just what we needed. Do, do. As I said, we had used up quite a bit of wood. Oh, looks like there might be a little bit of a ravine down here, too. I should be a little careful. Just a mini one. But sometimes that's the start of something bigger, right? Okay, now Rain. It's awesome. It's so much quicker than when I was doing this to get over to that first iron cave where our zombie spawner is. And one of the things I would be really happy to find would be another spawner, this time with skellies in it. Bones would be great, and the arrows. Because let's look at the item stats. Items picked up, dropped. I have now dropped 10,270 pieces of zombie flesh just from that one farm. Just standing in a corner and shift queuing the stacks. Because, yeah. Dirt. Oh, stone beats dirt. I haven't looked at any of this stuff yet for this world. It's still pretty new. But the farms and that AFK stuff really changes that up. But digging out the geode, the area around the geode, and what I worked on the storage accounts for that. This is basically the farms clearing that area, I'm sure. Times used. Pick. Shovel and pick. About 40 in total picking. We've made a lot of blocks. We've broken some iron picks. And mined a lot of stone and grass. Just kind of fun to look. Let's look at the just generals real quick. This is now going to be warped, right? And this is the kind of weird part. Not having everything on camera. I've definitely let the game run overnight 2 nights, so probably 7 to 8, 10 hours depending on the night and how long between when I went to bed and when I got up and first moved it again, that it's just run in the background without anything. Not to mention all the time that I've been doing other stuff and just letting that farm fill up. And that, you count a day in that maybe. So 3, but that does warp it a little bit, because in the YouTube world we knew everything we were looking at we'd done together. And I don't know. When I started doing Minecraft in Twitch, I said, why does this look so non-obvious now? I need to make it a little wider. Help break the leaves so we can find our way home when we're ready. I looked at the. Oh wow, yeah, I'm pretty delayed on the stream, so I don't know if it was Cali NNA, just Cali for short, or if it was Calnya, but either way, really cool to have you. But again, my apologies if you catch any of this on the VOD later. I am seeing the stream way behind myself, which I wonder if I can improve that at all. So that's pretty bad. Like, I'm still looking at the stats. And I've now chopped how many trees? Okay, let's pause up here. I am going to go to Twitch home, grab some other random channel. Oh, what's John Bams up to? Man, it's getting close. If you don't know John, I haven't. It hasn't been that long. He was still digging the extra hole. Maybe this is part of it. Under his new creeper farm, he kind of made stairs down into the larger area. Oh yeah, I can see it out in the distance now. But he's just making a giant sphere out of the amethyst. Kind of looks like just a giant amethyst egg. I don't. I've missed all of this since he started placing the amethyst. So I don't know what he's trying to do, but that makes my little amethyst ceiling on my storage look like garbage. Anyway, that achieved the purpose. I have now can now go back to my own stream where I see the exit screen. All right, now we'll count. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13. I don't know why this is so buffered going into the stream. This is oh, dude. That it's seriously like 30 seconds behind. So Kanya or Callie, whatever you like to go by, I am terribly sorry. You were absolutely right. The chat was super delayed. It was not on you because I was seeing it come through super delayed too. Just didn't know it because by running around in the middle of the jungle, it didn't stand out to me. Hi, Mr. Ocelot. Um, I think I'm gonna break and restart, and then we will come back. Sadly, I'll just have to split the VOD into like a 1A and B because this is really miserable. Oh man. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. So don't worry if you're lurking again. Let's drop this down just as we wind things up. And this is going to be OBS, not the game. Stream manager. How many folks do we have in here? Yeah, it's pretty tough. But so in this first segment, because for YouTube and the VOD, I'll have to do just a 1A. It's like what, episode 9, so it'll be like episode 9A will be this part, and then we'll come right back and do an episode 9B. So apologies, most sincere for this little break, but I'm going to drop the stream. I will bring it back up. We will get things going. I don't know what's introducing that delay. Stream Manager says we're excellent, all that, but at some point it must have tried to buffer through Twitch, and while it didn't crash out the stream, it has all of that. So again, welcome. If you're out there hanging out on the VODs, go ahead and click that next video. Give this one a like if you enjoyed it, and we'll go about our next little trip in the next video. But I am going to fully stop this. I think that the game has been running a long time and all that, but we had done so well on it previously that I'm going to go ahead and dump everything, probably fully reboot. So it is 10:47 Mountain Time right now. I am going to say that I will be back before 11, but I want the laptop to reboot, and I want to give it enough time to let all the processes and things calm down so we have the best stuff possibly going. I'll reboot, start the game, let Firefox and Twitch or OBS and the game all kind of load and settle, and then we'll come on back. So take a little break. If you're like Kalyana and live in a now I'm saying Kalyana. If we get to see back again, please help me know what the preferred pronunciation is, or if I can just call you Callie, if that's acceptable. Um, we're going to be right back. But yeah, stick your head outside. Enjoy it.